Today's episode is brought to you by the nothingness that comprises the majority of the universe. Did you know that 99.9% of the universe around you is just empty space? For example, this joke of a blaster. This thing has so much dead space you could house entire galaxies in here. I just don't understand. I kind of hope that this was a fluke in the Doomlands line, and that whoever did this just committed seppuku out of shame and this wouldn't be repeated. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the core idea here. It's just, why did you not do anything with all of this around it? Why does this not do anything? There's no reason for it not to do anything. But I got one because, one, it was on sale, and two, because I have an idea for this that actually makes use of all this dead space for a second propulsion system. So without giving away too much, all of that space can be put to use. It's still just really frustrating and really stupid for them to opt for a design choice like this, especially in a line that's supposed to be all about kind of like lean, efficient post-apocalyptic survival, and then they have these like giant, bulky, ridiculous things that make no sense at all. But, you know, I thought, okay, well, Doomlands has a couple of flops here and there, but then they proved me wrong. They're like, no, this is a design direction. You think that was bad? Look at this. Look at this nonsense. There is so much wrong with this. There's so much just absolutely unnecessary about this blaster. This blaster is the definition of extra. So, again, I'm not opposed to the concept of it. The concept is really cool. It's just way too big, and it has way too much just unnecessary crap going on that doesn't actually contribute in any way. So you'd think, okay, but it's a 10 shot shotgun, right? It's 30 rounds, 3 rounds each. That's pretty cool. That's like a sledge fire, but like a super sledge fire, right? And that would be true if a 10 shot, 30 round Nerf shotgun didn't already exist in a much better package in the form of the NearlyNewModels Rotofury shotgun cylinder. Now, this guy on eBay, NearlyNewModels, this guy's a professional. I mean, like, professional. He offers warranties on all his stuff. After he 3D prints it, he goes through, he cleans it, he makes sure he files the back, everything's consistent, it's all tested. This is as good as it gets. Like, this guy, I don't know how I don't hear his name more often in our hobby. So definitely check him out. This guy deserves your business. Now, this thing is compact, it hits hard, and in every way, this is exactly what a primary shotgun should be. This is just everything wrong. Now, if you're going to use something this big, you'd think that you could actually use the space in here and make this a 60 round 20-shot shotgun, because if you look at this, if you put another set of like 3-shot absolvers in here, you can actually fit them in between these spaces. So this thing could have easily been a 20 round or 20-shot revolver shotgun thing. There's no reason it couldn't have. But as angry as I was getting at this, and how stupidly top-heavy it is and so on, which I'll rant about in a whole different episode, there's something I came to realize. I realized the problem was not the blaster. The problem was my perception of the blaster. I was holding it the wrong way. Turns out, this might be a really awful shotgun, or, you know, if you grip it like a shotgun, it's a really awful shotgun-ish blaster, but it's a wonderful Firefly. This is a perfect stock. This is a really nice cheek rest. And that's actually really comfortable. In fact, I could run around with this all day and not get tired. So I'm just holding this by this little thing here, which definitely doesn't have any practical use except to grip it like this, and just try it. I could do that all day. Now, ideally, I would transfer the trigger to a button right here, and maybe cut this down a little bit, create a smooth profile overall with a little bit of a curve, something like what a Firefly has. The Firefly stock really is fantastic, and this is a great overall design. But I feel that I'm not going to call this the Judge because that's a stupid name, and not only is it a stupid name, it doesn't really match the rest of the line. So we're going to call it what it should have been called. We're going to call this idea the Judicator. So the Judicator actually does a really good job of mimicking the Firefly, but doing something a little better. Your primary hand is the priming hand on the Judicator, whereas on the Firefly, your primary hand is up here on the bullpup style trigger, and your offhand had to prime, and it creates this chicken wing thing that isn't terribly comfortable overall. And it definitely works, but because of how far back this is, you can't actually aim down the sights or use a scope if you've got a scope attached. So you're kind of like forced to stay up here with your chin resting on the top of the stock. If you've got a sling point right here, if you've actually got something hanging there, then that gets in the way. So as great as this design is, it's not perfect. But the Judicator actually resolves a lot of those issues. It rests very comfortably. In fact, this is one of the most comfortable stocks I've ever used in Nerf. Which, kind of weird considering it's not even a stock, I'm just holding a blaster upside down. This works really, really well. This shape is perfect. And as you can see, it's actually very similar to the Firefly's shape. And with my primary hand here, this allows me to actually move in a much more comfortable way. No chicken winging going on. And with my offhand, I can hold it fairly steady as I prime and fire. So the upside down Judge is a significantly better blaster than the right side up Judge. It still has a stupid amount of dead space. I still hope to one day, as ridiculous and ambitious as it is, replace this with an actual proper 20-shot, 60-round 3D printed cylinder with a 20-shot cycling mech that actually works properly. So that'll be a bit of a challenge, but one worth undertaking. Until then, give your Judicator a try. See if you like it. See how you feel about it compared to the Judge. And let me know what you think.